Hey, what's up? Welcome to my backyard. Coach Myers here. I'm back with another edition of Max Effort Muscle Meals, and I'm bringing something special to you today. Now, my cameraman extraordinaire, Jake Sanders, told me the other day when we were chopping up some video, he said, D, the food you make is awesome, delicious, but I'm in college. It's really expensive. Could you do something for us college kids or other lifters out there on a budget that want to eat healthy? And that's when I thought I need to do a special edition of Muscle Meals, budget edition. So today I'm going to teach you how to cook healthy, high protein, low carb, delicious meals packed with protein and nutrients and still taste good in the belly and is easy on the wallet. So, and I also want to mention too, this is normally something you would cook inside on the stove, but it's so nice out here today, I thought, you know what, I'm going to come out, throw the iron skillet on the grill, because pretty soon, this is Ohio, we're not going to be able to cook outside anymore. We got to take advantage of these days, right? So today we're going to cook what I call sizzle steak. Now I picked up a pack of cube steak. Now cube steak is probably the leanest steak you can get, which is good, but also bad. It's very tough, not a lot of flavor. It's going to take a lot of work to make this taste really good, okay? If you can get this for about $5.99 a pound, you can also substitute ground beef, which is going to be even cheaper if you're not really worried about your fat intake. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to saute up a green pepper, 75 cents for that, with some onion and garlic. 2 cloves of garlic is about 10 cents. This 1 onion is about 40 cents. We're going to saute that up in some olive oil. We're going to make what I call muscle sauce out of a ½ cup of cottage cheese. We're going to blend that with a little bit of olive oil and sriracha. Now, I do want to note before we get into this, I didn't calculate the price of the olive oil, the spices, the sriracha, things like that, because you got to look at those things as an investment, okay? If you're going to cook, these are certain things that you need to have in your cupboard. You need to have olive oil. You need to have soy sauce. You need to have salt and pepper. I prefer sea salt and cracked pepper, but any salt and pepper will do. You need to have some type of good all-purpose hot sauce. And you need to have spices. Now you can do just regular dried oregano or parsley. It's summertime. I have it in my garden out there, so I picked some fresh stuff. Having the fresh stuff is not necessary though. You ready? Let's get to work. I'm starving. Now here's my quick OG tip of the day. You gotta have a sharp knife. A dull knife is dangerous. That's how you slip, that's how you cut, that's how you cut your finger if you got a dull knife. You wanna take your sharpener, take your blade, you're gonna hold it at kind of a low angle. You're gonna pull at that angle down towards your hand till the tip comes off. And then you'll repeat on the other side, right at that angle. So, do that a couple dozen times. You always wanna make sure your blade is sharp. Bada bing, let's go. You know, a lot of people waste that top part of the pepper. You want to cut that off. That's good pepper there. Slice that up. Now what I'm going to do is once I got them all sliced up, I'm going to kind of line them up, turn it, and now we're going to dice it. I want to try to get the pieces as uniform as possible so that they all cook pretty evenly. Okay, now if you're cooking this on your stove, you're going to want to heat your skillet over medium to medium-high heat. We're going to cook the veggies first, saute them. Once they're done, we're going to get them out, let them set aside, because then we're going to saute the steak, which is not going to take really that long. Now you're going to want to pour your olive oil in first, and your big rule of thumb anytime you're sauteing veggies, each one of them has a different cooking time. So you want to start with whichever one is going to take the longest to cook. In this case, it's going to be the green pepper. So I'm going to put some olive oil in there. Let it get nice and hot. And then we're going to add the green pepper first. Once it's been in there a minute or two, we'll add the onion, then the garlic, and the seasonings last. Now this skillet's nice and hot, so I'm going to have to make sure I'm stirring these constantly so they don't burn. Now while the veggies are cooking, we're gonna go ahead and dice up this cube steak. Now again, you can go with ground beef, but as you can tell, this is a very, very lean version of ground beef. We're gonna be getting plenty of fat from the olive oil that we're adding in. So we want to go with the cube steak today. Kind of double it over. Gotta try to break up. There's a lot of like kind of, you know, connective tissue and tendons in there. We're gonna break it up. We're gonna dice this up into little pieces so it'll fry up really quick and nice once the veggies are done. You need a sharp knife for this. It's actually a sushi knife right here, so a little bit sharper, but a steak knife would definitely do. All right, that's nice and cut up. Let's check on these peppers. Okay, they're starting to cook a little bit, so now it's time to add the onions. We've got the onions and the garlic. Add them in there, stir them around from a little bit higher heat. We're gonna close it. This would be the time you'd actually throw a lid on it. And the real key when you're cooking vegetables, you've got to keep an eye on them. You got to stir them constantly. I can't tell you whether they take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. I have no idea. You've got to look at them. Onions will really tell you when they're done. They'll start to get kind of translucent. When they go from white to kind of see-through, that's when you know they're done. Once these are done, we're going to pull them off, throw them in a bowl, set them aside, fry up that steak, season it up, and make the special secret mussel sauce to go on top. So these veggies are about halfway done. This is when we're gonna start to season them up. We're gonna add some sea salt. Crack some pepper in there. And then I got a little bit of parsley and oregano. We're gonna throw in. Cover them back up. Let them cook a little bit longer. Ooh, my stomach's growling. I hope you can't hear that on camera. Okay, you know how when you go to a Japanese steakhouse, they have that stuff called yum yum sauce. You dip your steak in or whatever, it's delicious. Well, guess what? That stuff, I mean, it's basically mayonnaise based, full of unhealthy fats, probably has a ton of sugar in it. We're gonna make today what I call mussel sauce to dip this steak in. So we're gonna start with, our base is gonna be low fat, or actually fat-free cottage cheese. We're gonna use 1 serving of it, about a half cup. Now a half cup of this has 13 grams of protein, very low in calories. We got about a half cup of that. We're gonna add a little bit of olive oil, so we are gonna add some healthy fats back in. So we got the cottage cheese, we got the olive oil. Now we're gonna add in sriracha, or sriracha as I used to call it when I was a kid. You can use really any type of hot sauce, but you just need something to kind of give it some kick and some flavor. If you don't like hot stuff, you could substitute something in, either maybe just some soy sauce or a little bit of barbecue sauce, something like that. So give it some kick. We're gonna throw it in the Ninja here. Ninja stopped up a little bit. That means we need a little more liquid, so we're going to add a little touch of water and some more hot sauce. Luckily for me, I got a stove or a sink out here, right? Just a little bit of water, just enough so that it's going to mix up a little better. And a little bit more sriracha. Look at that. Ooh, that's some fire. I can't wait. Okay, let's take a look at these veggies. As you can tell, see the green pepper kind of changes color, gets a little bit darker. The onion is starting to get translucent. So I'm gonna say these bad boys are done. We're gonna take them off. Just kind of put them in a bowl, set them aside. Okay, now, pan's nice and hot. Looks like there's still some oil in there. We're gonna add just a little bit more. It's time for the main course. So we had our cube steak all cut up. Now, if you're doing this with ground beef, probably the easiest way is to put your package of ground beef in there and then just break it up with your spatula rather than trying to, cut it up with your knife. I'm gonna let that brown a little bit. Throw a little bit of soy in there. Salt, some black pepper. So what do you think, Jack? You like steak? So, 4-year-old, we're going to bad at time management. It's really probably not going to take 5 minutes. We'll see. Okay, our cube steak is browned. It's pretty much cooked all the way through. So now we're going to add back in our onion and pepper mix. Once we get that in there, we'll add a little bit more soy sauce, and we're going to mix it around and let it cook for just another minute or two. So there we go, sizzle steak is done, high protein, full of nutrients. We got the mussel sauce with the cottage cheese base, all for less than $3 a serving. I think it worked out to $2.80 something per serving. So that pumpkin spice latte you were gonna buy today, you could have made a nutritious, healthy, delicious, home-cooked meal right here like this. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to go to maxeffortmuscle.com for all your supplement needs, your training needs, your cooking needs. Get your mind right. Get your body right, get your belly full. Boom.